I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had a intense year.
Did you ever think you'd see Blake Lively, Hollywood's so-called sweetheart, finally get called out for who she really is? Well, get ready, because what's coming out now might actually shock you. Rumors are flying that Justin Baldoni, the actor and director who's always kept it respectful and professional, has finally had enough. In court, he dropped a major truth bomb, saying Blake might be dealing with serious mental health problems. And Blake? She's furious, so angry in fact, that even the people on her side are scrambling to do damage control. Why is this such a big deal? Because it's not just one celebrity talking about another. It's about exposing someone who's tried to hide the truth for years, someone who's kept up a fake image while things were falling apart behind the scenes. Is this about real concern, or is Blake just mad that her act is falling apart? This isn't just some normal courtroom drama. It's about someone breaking down, losing control, and trying to twist the story to stay in the spotlight. Because after you find out what both sides have done, you might not see Blake the same way again. Blake Lively has often acted like she's charming and graceful, but many people who've worked with her say she's actually rude and controlling behind the scenes. From the fake smiles on red carpets to her overly edited Instagram posts, she's always tried to seem perfect. But now it's all starting to fall apart. Rumors say she's having a breakdown, and it looks like Justin Baldoni just exposed what she's been hiding all along. How did this even start? Insiders say Blake completely lost it when Justin's team brought up her possible mental instability in court. That phrase has people talking. Some say she's just stressed, but others think she's always had issues and just hid them well. Either way, Blake is mad, really mad. People close to her say she's absolutely livid that anyone would mention her private problems. If those problems are real, why has she been acting like everything's fine for so long? She doesn't like that this stuff is out in public, but maybe she should have been honest from the beginning. She's calling Justin manipulative and entitled, but maybe she's just trying to shift the blame so no one looks too closely at her. Still, people who know Blake say she's always been under pressure and tries way too hard to look perfect. That doesn't mean she's unstable.
The ongoing legal battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, an interview recorded prior to the lawsuits, has been released where Baldoni alludes to having a difficult year.
But it might explain why she's losing control now. Maybe Justin didn't make anything up. Maybe he just told the truth that no one else wanted to say. Either way, Blake's not backing down, even if she's the one who's been hiding things all along. Now let's look at Justin Baldoni. He's made a name for himself as a thoughtful actor and activist, even garnering praise for promoting empathy and personal growth. But apparently, the Justin we're seeing in these legal showdowns is a different breed. One rumored to be cunning, cold, and completely unbothered by moral qualms. In a setting as high stakes as a courtroom, it seems no card is off limits. Rumor has it that Justin decided to reveal Blake's mental struggles purely to discredit her. A nasty, game-changing maneuver if you believe the buzz. It's said he's spinning a narrative that she's prone to erratic mood swings, volatile behavior, and meltdown moments that hamper her ability to make sound decisions. Talk about a bombshell. If you were on a jury, hearing that someone is unbalanced might tilt the scales before you've even weighed the facts. So where is this coming from? Some say Justin has text messages, voicemails, maybe even recorded conversations that he claims bolster his point. Others think it's all smoke and mirrors, a psychological trick to rattle Blake, painting her as a ticking time bomb. And here's the kicker. Instead of presenting any solid, objective proof of these so-called mental issues, the rumors suggest Justin is leaning heavily on insinuation. He's basically saying, I know things about her that you can't possibly imagine, and letting the public's imagination run wild. But is Justin truly the manipulator so many are painting him as? Or is he delivering a painful truth no one else dares to mention? Cynics claim Justin is desperate for an upper hand, that he's willing to smear Blake to win at all costs. Meanwhile, a scattering of voices online question whether Justin might actually be the whistleblower of a hidden, long-term issue. Could he be the hero in this story instead of the villain? The lines are blurred, and that's precisely how sensational scandals take on a life of their own. Just when we thought we'd heard it all, the rumor mill has churned out yet another wave of jaw-dropping claims. Alleged voicemails are said to exist, voicemails that paint Blake in a different light than her polished public image. Some sources swear these messages feature her ranting about feeling trapped or betrayed, possibly referencing the tensions with Justin. Nothing too unusual for a heated argument, right? But apparently, the tone is intense enough to spark questions about her emotional equilibrium. Then, there's talk of text messages, strings of heated messages if you trust the inside scoop, that might show Justin goading Blake or provoking her into meltdown territory. Because let's be real, if you poke someone enough times, eventually they might snap. Could these be the so-called evidence Justin is banking on to support his narrative? Or is this just a rumor swirling around to keep the drama sizzling? Some armchair detectives online claim to have seen screenshots, describing them as disturbing glimpses into a twisted power struggle.
This text from Blake Lively is insane. If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play.
Yet no public platform has actually released them. So, are they genuine or merely the invention of attention-seeking trolls? Even more sinister are the whispers that Justin has an audio recording capturing Blake at her most vulnerable. A moment of raw desperation that, out of context, could look like she's on the verge of a breakdown. If Justin holds such a tape, you can imagine how that might skew a judge's perception. But let's step back and ask ourselves, have we actually seen these voicemails and messages, or are we just falling prey to a manufactured rumor cycle? The alleged evidence might be real, or it might be a cunning bluff from Justin's camp. One thing's for sure, these teased leaks add a sinister layer to an already explosive narrative, fueling an internet frenzy that demands more, and more, dramatic details. As soon as word got out that Blake's mental stability was being questioned in open court, social media erupted like a volcano. Team Blake supporters rushed to her defense, flooding Twitter, Instagram, and beyond, with hashtags like Chandler Justice for Blake and Usier Stand By Her. They tore into Justin, branding him a snake, a backstabber, and the orchestrator of an elaborate smear campaign. Memes popped up depicting Justin as a puppet master, pulling strings to manipulate the legal system. If Justin thought he could drop a scandalous accusation and quietly walk away unscathed, he seriously miscalculated. Meanwhile, a subset of the internet found itself suspicious of Blake's prior, squeaky clean persona.
It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. What?
It's a crazy.
A few people asked, wait, maybe there's more to this story. Could Justin be telling the truth? It's that small but vocal minority that's picked up steam, interrogating whether the high glamour actress is hiding something more complicated under the surface. After all, entire careers in Hollywood are built on carefully curated images. The notion that Blake might wrestle with inner turmoil isn't so far-fetched. It's the public airing of it that jolts everyone. The real kicker, while fans argue and troll each other online, both celebrities maintain a certain level of silence in public. Blake, for her part, reportedly refuses to dignify the mental instability claims directly, focusing instead on the bigger legal picture. Justin's camp drops cryptic "no comments," which only fans the flames further. The absence of clear statements from either side is fueling a million conspiracies, each more scandalous than the last. And so, the tension escalates. Each day, new chatter emerges. Maybe a cryptic Instagram story from Blake, a suspicious like on a post from Justin. Fans dissect every last digital breadcrumb for hidden messages, convinced that the entire fiasco is building toward a dramatic revelation. Is this the calm before an even nastier storm, or a sign that everyone's too petrified to speak publicly until the dust settles? Behind the scenes, the rumors of Blake's alleged meltdowns are getting louder. Some claim she's been seen storming, out of meetings with lawyers, tears streaming, cursing Justin's name. Others say she's had to increase security around her home out of fear that Justin's allegations could spiral into something darker, especially if the public mood shifts. Is any of it true? Hard to say, but the repeated tales of her emotional outbursts are fueling the narrative that she's unraveling under the spotlight. Meanwhile, Justin is portrayed by tabloids as a confident trickster. According to gossip columns, he's quietly planting these meltdown stories in the public eye to foster the notion that Blake really is off the rails. It's a classic psychological warfare tactic. Push your opponent, watch them explode, then point at their explosion as proof of their instability. This approach is either a stroke of genius for a winning legal strategy.
There's always friction that happens when you make a movie like this.
This ends with me. I'm done. I'm tired.
Or the most deplorable manipulation we've seen in a celebrity feud in ages. People who've worked with Justin are speaking up, anonymously of course, saying they never saw any sign of him being this cold-hearted. Others paint a different portrait, describing him as laser-focused on career and personal branding, implying that this ruthless side doesn't shock them one bit. Somewhere in the swirling chaos is the truth, but it's buried under layers of half-truths, leaked tidbits, and public speculation. Is it possible that Justin believes he's doing the right thing? That he's determined to expose Blake's alleged issues so she gets help? Or so the legal outcomes reflect reality? Or is that a justification for a smear campaign he's orchestrated? To bury her credibility? The more we dive into this labyrinth, the more twisted it becomes. And as spectators, we can't help but be riveted by the high-stakes drama playing out in real time, with careers, reputations, and emotional well-being all on the line. In the eye of any scandalous court battle, contradictions are sure to surface. Some insiders report that Justin's original statements about Blake were far more tame, focusing on concerns about her decision-making. But others say he ramped it up to profound mental issues because he felt cornered by some of Blake's legal moves. Did he escalate the rhetoric out of desperation? Possibly. Then there's the alleged discrepancy between what's in the official court filings and what's being leaked to the tabloids. One version states that Justin never explicitly used the phrase mental breakdown, but that got hammered into the public consciousness anyway. We have Blake Lively, the media darling, seething with anger over claims that she's battling mental demons she'd rather keep private. On the other, we have Justin Baldoni, who some see as an exposer of hidden truths, and others condemn as a shameless manipulator weaponizing personal issues for his own gain. Is there a chance this entire saga is part of a bigger plan? Are we legal strategy so crafty and ruthless that we can barely comprehend it? Or are we simply watching two individuals in the throes of a bitter dispute, each determined to crush the other, no matter how personal or invasive it gets? With the entertainment industry's penchant for spin, it's nearly impossible to separate fact from fiction. What we do know is that both reputations hang in the balance. Blake's pristine facade is tarnished, at least in the eyes of some. Justin's image as a warm-hearted influencer is being overshadowed by perceptions of cruelty and cunning. The question that lingers is this: will either party emerge victorious, or does the very nature of these allegations mean everyone loses? For now, the world watches and waits. One incendiary piece of evidence could tilt the entire saga, either revealing Blake as a deeply troubled figure or exposing Justin as the ultimate puppet master who manufactured a crisis for personal gain. Nobody knows which side has the advantage in court. Nobody knows whose version is closer to reality. But one thing's certain, we're witnessing a spectacle of rumored manipulations, jaw-dropping claims, and unrelenting drama that you simply can't make up. And the next time either celebrity posts on social media or dares to hint at the chaos brewing behind closed doors, you can bet all eyes will be on them, hungry for the next scandalous twist.